Hi boys and girls. Today I want to talk to you about plants. Did you know that each of the plant's parts do different things? Take this plant for example. Here's a seed that I sprouted with my kindergarten friends. Notice, out of the seed, a long root is growing. It almost looks like little white hairs reaching out. These white roots would reach down into the soil because they help gather nutrients for the plant. On top, you'll notice a green stem poking out. And as that stem grows, leaves are growing on the outside. Stems and leaves have special jobs too. Did you know that stems carry fluids all throughout the plant? They take the water and nutrients from the soil and make them go all the way up the stem to the leaves and help with photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis, you say? Well, leaves have a very important job. Through the leaves, plants can make their own food. All they need is a little sunlight and some water and some carbon dioxide in the air. And then they can produce their very own sugars, just like that. That's pretty neat. Because plant parts have different jobs, we can do some really cool experiments to see what they actually do. Take a look at this. I cut this piece of celery and placed it in some water with some black food coloring. You can try this at home. Celery is a stem. Its job is to carry liquid and nutrients up to the leaves. Watch this time-lapse video as the color moves up to the top. Take a look at those leaves. Isn't that amazing? And here is the back. Wow, check that out. Well, you know celery's a plant, but let's take a look at some of its parts. Like all plants, celery has roots. Now when you get it from the grocery store, they cut off the roots at the bottom. But the roots would grow down here. Roots are important for carrying water up from the ground and into the plant. But then that water has to get to the leaves on top. That's why these stems are so important. Just like you saw from my experiment, all of that went into the leaves. Now on a celery, we don't usually eat the leaves and we don't usually eat the roots, but we do eat the stems. They are delicious. But have you ever thought about some of the other vegetables we eat? Check out this onion. What part of a plant do you think this is? If you said root, you're right. The onion is actually the part of the plant that grows underneath the ground. Out of this top part, the stems would grow, and up at the top you'd have leaves. Those leaves are what's really important to a plant because that's what provides the plant with its energy using photosynthesis, like we talked about before. That photosynthesis allows this onion to get all the sugary goodness it needs. You want to know another root that I love to eat? You got it. Carrots. Carrots are a root vegetable. This part grows underneath the ground. It helps to hold in the water. That's what makes them so delicious and juicy. On top, you'd have stems and leaves. But what about some other vegetables? Like this. These tomatoes. Tomatoes are the fruit. Fruit come from the flower of a plant. Now, I haven't talked to you about flowers and fruit, but flowers and fruit are the way that plants reproduce or make new plants. When a plant flowers, it grows a tiny seed. Sometimes those seeds are surrounded by a protective fruit so that animals can't get to the inside, although this animal sure will. I can see the seeds inside. So cool and delicious. Do you like potatoes? Potatoes are a root vegetable. They grow under the ground. That's right, they're not a stem, they're not a leaf, they're not even a fruit. This is part of the root system. It holds all the water for the potato plant. If you ever cut into a potato, you'll know that water comes from the inside. But what about leaves? Do we eat leafy vegetables too? Oh, of course we do. How many of you like a salad? If you like a salad, you like leaves. We eat the leaf part of the salad. We don't ever eat the stems or the roots, even though they are important. Another great leaf that I like to use in my cooking is this here cilantro. Just a sprig or two sprinkled on top. What a great condiment. What about this? This garlic looks pretty funny. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Each garlic clove is separate. It has its own outer covering. And look at that. Check out those lines. These are roots. Garlic is a root that grows underground. In fact, I've got something you can try at home. If you have a head of garlic, pull out a clove. Then all you need to do is get a paper towel and wet it and put it in a bag like this. Take your garlic clove, set it inside, and seal that bag tight. Now just put it by a windowsill and watch it grow. In a few days, you should see a stem begin to appear. Roots will get longer, and at that point, you can plant it in the ground and grow your very own head of garlic. That's my second experiment for you. Remember to try that celery experiment too. It's pretty amazing. But that's not all. Try this at home. Take a cutting like the top of a carrot or the bottom of a piece of celery. You can take this, put a few toothpicks inside, and you don't have to throw it away. Place it in some water and see what happens. You may want to put it near a sunny window. Watch for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, and you should be getting more roots and stems growing from this here piece. Pretty amazing. What you thought might be trash could be a brand new plant in the making. I hoped you enjoyed learning about the different parts of their plants and what their purpose is. Remember, if you have any questions or you'd like to send pictures of your own experiments, go ahead and send them to me. Have a parent tweet me at Hassan Scilab. Great to see you again.